I need to tell you what this awesome pigeon experiment has to do with what the heck is going on in your brain and nervous system and why life is so hard if you are struggling with past traumas or perhaps because you're neurodivergent. The reason that I lump these two things together is because both come with having extreme nervous system dysregulation issues. And why this matters is because when you're processing information, because you're watching this video right now, if your nervous system is operating properly, you're making these kind of puzzle pieces of information and they're all fitting in together. And you have a scene, and the scene, oh, that pink's hard to see. That scene is telling you, this is what I feel, this is what I'm looking at, this is what I'm thinking about, this is why this matters for my future. And when we have nervous system dysregulation, these puzzle pieces don't come together. That seems like that might not be the biggest deal ever, but one, it is. And two, you need to understand that when we're talking about our life and our ability to think about things, these puzzle pieces are a slice of like a 4D puzzle that needs to be constantly assembled. What we really have going on is a very complicated puzzle for every moment that you are experiencing, with thousands of pieces of information that you don't consciously process, but your brain has to process. And yes, these are puzzle pieces. And then for every moment in time, these puzzle pieces also create slices upon slices upon slices upon slices. And all of these slices also have to fit together appropriately. So on to that thing I said about pigeons. When you take a pigeon and you cover its left eye, you access its right eye, which is connected to the left brain. And when you cover the right eye, it's the left eye that's open, so that connects to the right brain. And you show them different pictures and you say, hey, every time you identify a picture of a human correctly, I'll give you a treat. What you discover is that if you have a full picture of a human on the screen, whether the left or the right brain are looking, the pigeon can still recognize the human, so it gets a treat. But if you start scrambling the picture of the human up, which is exactly like scrambling up the information in your jigsaw puzzle of your entire experience of reality, an interesting thing happens. The right brain, no matter how scrambled up that picture becomes, can still recognize that it's the picture of the human being, so it can get the treat. The left brain, however, is the one that needs the whole picture. The more you scramble it up, the less able it is to tell that it is that picture of the human, and it can't get the treat. Do you understand what this means? If you are struggling with chronic nervous system dysregulation because of a neurodivergence or because of trauma, this thing we have called intuition is really powerful, because when your memories are all scrambled and blacked out and your life kind of seems like a haze, your right brain can still put those pieces together, and it knows this is a bad situation or this is the situation for you, and it will try its best to urge you towards that. Intuition. Your left brain, however, cannot correctly identify the truth of what's happening unless there is a full jigsaw puzzle going through time and space. So if your information is not coming in clearly, your logical brain that you want to trust and reside in is the one that's giving you really messed up, distorted information about your life and who you are and what you're capable of and whether or not you should stay in that relationship and if that job is good for you, because it is trying to figure it out based on guessing how these three pieces fit together. And it sucks at that terribly. This leads to a very real issue that I struggle with every day in my life, which is trying to parse apart which thought in my head is the one I'm supposed to trust and which thought is the one that I'm not supposed to trust. That is an entirely different video topic. So the key takeaway from this video is that if you're struggling with chronic nervous system dysregulation, all of the puzzle pieces of your memories and each moment that you experience are not getting put together properly, and you're remembering things in a very distorted way that feels very real. And most likely, because of the distortions, you're remembering them in a way that makes you feel really goddamn awful about yourself. So it's really important to be gentle with yourself. And oddly enough, the way it kind of works is the more gentle you are with yourself and the calmer your nervous system is, the more chances that your brain has to go back and reconnect some of those memories. That's why we constantly have this like gradual build of aha moments. If you enjoyed learning about how pigeon experiments relate to your nervous system, you might also enjoy learning about how some interesting brain experiments further the idea that we really can't trust our left brain at all, because that inner narrator is truly just making up stories on the fly and you're just buying it like a sucker. Until next time, be gentle with yourself.